there we are. That's the finished article if you were using pastel pencils. But that's a couple of little things. You can see here we can hardly see any difference between the lion's body and the background. So the first thing I'm going to do is do something about that. Problem is, I'm going to this is light fur coming in here. Now if I make that light, too light, what's going to happen is I'm not going to be able to see the fur against it, so we've got a problem. So the first thing I'm going to do is to darken the fur with 179. I used the 179 on top of it earlier on, and then we use the grey, 233. And very often when you're doing a picture you need to do these adjustments, but you see immediately we can see the difference. So how much lighter do we need to make it? Not a lot. But let me just work on that a little bit more so that I get that. See, now, what have I got now? I see the fur. What I could do is very sneakily put just a little bit of ivory just there, like that. But don't run it right up to the edge. So I get that. Now, to make sense of it, I kind of have to bring it up a little bit more, like that. Let me show you what that looks like. Get away with that. So I've now got that. I can always add a bit more if I want to, and so on. And we'll just see what it looks like once I bring the light fur over that. But I'm now going to use Polychromos sticks. Now I'm going to choose an ivory. I don't think I have the white. We've got the brown. We've got the red. I'm just trying to work them all out here. There's the Indian red and a little bit of blue. It's a slightly different blue. That's 140 as opposed to 140, but it doesn't really matter in this case. And what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of this colour in it. Okay, so let's have a little bit of blue and a little bit of red and a little bit of ivory. Just pick my spots. I want a little bit of ivory there, and we'll continue it up there. A little bit of blue, and so on and so on. Because I like the blue and the red toned together. I think that looks really nice there. And you can always mix, because it's polychromos, you can mix a bit of ochre as well in there. So put a bit more ivory there. Like that. Okay, now let's have a look and see what that looks like. Oh, sorry, I didn't put the red up here. I've got to put the red up there, and a bit more blue, and maybe just a little bit of a stronger blue. Well, now let's see what that looks like. Very carefully blend it in. You see, what happens is it's just a little bit smoother. Polychromos being slightly softer, you get that lovely richness that you don't get. You can use soft pastel, and that will also give you a nice rich colour, but that I think is quite nice. See, I don't need it. It's a background, and that's all it is. It's to enhance the animal. That's the idea of this, to make the animal look that little bit better. That looks good. And I think I just have just a little smidgen down here, just a little, because I need to have a strongish background for the light colour that's going in there, and then it brings us back to there. Now let's have a look at that, see what we think. I like it. I like it. So that's it. Now what we've got to do now is sharpen some pencils and bring all the lion's fur up into it, and there's quite a lot of it. It needs to go quite deep into there. So I'll show you that, but I'll come in closer and show you section by section as we move around.